So we've got something a little bit different in today's video. What we've done is we've come out to Keco UK's open day to take a look at some of their glue pulling kit and just get a bit of an idea what they're all about. Obviously the industry these days is moving a lot more towards hybrid cars, electric cars like the Teslas and stuff like that. So pulling with our conventional systems like the GYS kit that we've got in is becoming more and more difficult because you'd need the hybrid training. A lot of them need to be disconnected and shut down in order to get a metal puller on them. Whereas the Keco kit, it's something that's new, so to speak. It's not new out, but it's kind of just coming into the spotlight a lot more compared to what it used to be. Now, when I first saw this, I was a bit dubious because it looked like very, very expensive kit. But we've spent the whole morning so far going through demos and talking to the guys here and seeing what some of this kit can do. And I'll pop a clip in a minute of us actually trying to pull one of these glue tabs off, and two of us had to go at one of these glue tabs and we can't pull it off. Now, myself and my friend Kerry have been here today because we've both got shops and we've both been looking at this kit, and we were both on that dubious side of things, and coming here today and seeing the kit and the setup that they have got and what this kit can do, the advantages to it and the lack of disadvantages that we thought it had, has made our minds up that this is going to be the route that we're going to be going down for our shops to look at putting some of their kit in, because it's going to be the best thing for us moving forward. As the industry's changing, we need to keep changing with it. So going along with kit like this is going to be the route that I think most shops eventually are going to have to go down. Now, I saw a lot of this kit as sort of almost being like cheap plastic, because you're looking at it and you've got plastic tabs, and I'm thinking we've got K-bars with plastic ends, but it's all designed in a very specific way so that you're only pulling and you're only doing what you need to do. You're not over pulling stuff. Some of these tabs in here, I mean, we put one of the small 24mm tabs on before. Now, the footprint of this is obviously a large tab, but it's only the very center that actually gives the pull. Now, we put a spot of glue on this and two of us tried our hardest, and we were almost pulling the bonnet and bending the hinges on a Mondeo before we could get this tab to release, which is something that neither of us thought you'd get that kind of strength of pull from a kit like this, as well as coming all the way down to a really, really tiny tab, which will give you a really detailed pull. So, although it's an expensive kit, it's a very, what's the best word for it? It's a very intensive kit. There's everything from very large pulling on one side of this kit, so you've got big, large pulling tabs on one side, right down to fine-tuning detail tabs at the other side. So this kit could cover absolutely everything. And what I'm going to do in a minute is we're going to do a bit of a demo and get the guys to do us a bit of a demo on it so you guys can see how this works and its uses. And also we're going to have a bit of a chat with the owners of the company so they can give a little bit of insight into their kit, what their goal is and where their future stands as far as the industry and what they're looking for. So this is the clip of the little tab that we're on about. So it's only the center raised section of that is actually solid and glued to that bonnet, and you can see just how much I am lifting that bonnet, and two of us had to go at this and neither of us could shift this. The power and the strength of these glue tabs is amazing. Now also, before we go any further, do not forget last week's video. We have got a 30,000 subscriber giveaway going on at the moment. If you check out last week's video, you'll see all the product that are in the giveaway, including the big prize, which is the 3M performance gun. It's the full kit. It comes with everything you need. All the details to enter and everything are in last week's video. It's really easy. All you need to do is buy anything from SP Supplies, enter Tony's Refinishing in the notes at the checkout, and you are immediately entered. Now, it doesn't matter if it's £5 or £500, but you will be immediately entered into the draw. So take a look at last week's video for a little bit more information on the giveaway, and hopefully we may be able to run another one soon.
So, now I'm Kev from Keco. We are a glue pull manufacturer. So this is one of our kits here. This is a level 2 kit. So this is the kind of taking it from rough out to flat finish. This is covering every aspect, you know, as much as we can. What are the pros and cons of glue pull? Well, there is no cons. It's purely down to just understanding the system, how it works. So, you know, we support guys out there doing this on a day-to-day to try and get the best out of the kit, try and just get the best pulls possible. I mean, we've gone and demonstrated some bits downstairs, and the power thing is always the number one. Is it strong enough? I'm welding something on. How can gluing something be stronger? Yeah. Well, if we thought about that in how cars are built now, panels are being bonded. Yeah. We're just doing the same, but on the external side. So, some great benefits of glue pull. Number one, there's no damage to e-coat. So there's no grinding off the e-coat. On the front side, with some of the fillers now that can go straight over the top of the OE clears. So we leave that intact. Also, if we're pin pulling, you're not going to burn off the e-coat on the back side of the panel.
It's a lot less intrusive than the welding that we normally
do. Absolutely. Now, going into that welding side of things as well, so aluminium, high strength steel, steel panels, this system doesn't know the difference between them. So it will work on, it's a cold repair. So it's going to work on alley, it's going to work on steel, it's going to work on high strength steel. There's no need for a different system for each one of those. Yeah. We've seen a lot of times where aluminium's been used and it's been torn in repair. Yeah. You're not going to tear with this because of the surface area. You're pulling you're not point loading a pull. You're getting a nice, evenly distributed tool. Some of the tabs we've got, go from, this style, 6 inches worth of 6 square inches, right the way down to a little 5mm dead center, and these all work. Obviously it needs to be in the right scenario, but strip and fit as well. Now, some people obviously like the strip and fit aspect of it. We had a scenario where there was I think it was a Mercedes Marco Polo camper van. So damage on the near side of the vehicle, the whole interior of that vehicle would have had to come out. That sink, fridges.
See, we do a lot of T5s, T6s.
Big things,
them for a few companies who build them as well. And if they bring one after it's been built, we have big problems with having to weld on.
Yep.
Because it's full of insulation. So
to
strip half of their work out to be able to do the work that we need to do.
No one there with insulation, the risk of fire.
Yeah.
Especially on some of the Fiat Alpha products. With some of that, some of those insulation properties are using there. The slightest smoulder, and woof, off it goes. No issues with that because everything's external. You're seeing exactly what's going on. Hybrid and electric vehicles as well. There is no risk of touching a live cable or welding and creating a reverse current for any of some of the inverter converters, for argument's sake, are several £1,000s. Yeah. We've all had that BMW that we put back together, put the battery on, and it's got 1,001 codes. So we're just limiting, all of those issues. It's quick, it's clean. It's just the whole system, and it is exactly that. A lot of people look at this and go, well, it's just a load of plastic, and they don't really understand how it clicks together. But we've spent some time downstairs earlier just going through how versatile everything is.
The couple of hours that we spent this morning, we went from thinking that this is something that we wouldn't use 3/4 of to no, actually everything has its use. Yeah. Everything on this kit's got its place, and it's there for a reason. It's not just to sell people more kit. No. That has a use. Every bit has got its own detail and its own.
And our big thing, our core thing, is not just to the reason we don't sell to distribution is because we want to make sure that the end user not only gets the kit, but they also get the backup that runs with it. Because too many times, you walk into a body shop. I've been doing PDR for 24 years. You walk into a body shop and you see a glue kit sat in the corner covered in dust. Doesn't work.
I've got one.
Yeah, there you go. There's pretty much every shop. So we don't want that to happen. We don't want this to be the next stuck in a corner. Yeah. So our thing is, one, making sure people know it's not PDR. Yeah. Yes, you can do a full finish with that, but it's absolutely not what it's about. It's about getting the tools into the hands of someone that can, get something as flat as you possibly can. We run a continuum system where, you could be a rough out technician or you could be a full PDR finish. And anywhere in between there is a tool or tools in here and tabs in here that's going to enable you to reach that finish. There is no right, there is no wrong. So it's just making sure that the right thing is that as much of the OE paint protection stays intact. That's our big thing. But yeah, everything with the system is, we've got tabs that will go around wheel arches. We've got flexible tabs, so they'll sit right into V's. We've got solid tabs. We have 2 different materials. So this is a polycarbonate. This is very good for dissipating heat, but it's quite a rigid tab. So this on a steel panel is going to give you, in a flat form, is going to give you around a sort of 30% harder pull. The nylon is a lot more flexible, twists around a lot more. Great thing about nylon is it's a great insulator. So when you warm this tab up, if you're working on aluminium, obviously we want to keep as much warmth in the aluminium panel as we possibly can. This will enable us to do it. So we warm the panel, warm the tab, the glue goes on at the right temperature. We have a process called the 6 C's, which we demonstrated earlier again. If you follow that 6 C's process, every single time you glue pull, you will get the result you're looking for.
And we saw that before, like we tried to pull one off, and we couldn't get it off. We couldn't get this tab sticks so much more, like it's a lot stronger than you think when it's actually stuck on properly. And myself and my friend both thought we'd be piling a load of glue on, but it was a very slim tab with a very small amount of glue, and between us we could not pull it off. With 2 pullers on it at the same time, we couldn't get it off.
It's actually this tab here, little 7mm rigid tab. Just a small bead of glue down there, and two of the mini lifters on with these style feet. So we're saying about interchangeable, we can pop them down, pop any of these feet off. So everything is designed to work in harmony with each other. Even the large lifters, the robo bodies is all
that's one thing.
Fully rotational.
It's all got that little locking mechanism, so as it goes round, as you're twisting it, everything's locking itself into place. It's a lot easier to work with, especially when you get something bigger, like the K-beam on there, and all them feet are staying in the place that you want it. You're not having to faff around, and like I said before, like sticking it on one knee and trying to. It's
getting the. I mean, we did it earlier where we had the K-beam on a panel where we had the small kidney feet on the centre of the hood in the bonnet, and we would run the risk if we were going quite crazy on there that we could possibly put some collateral damage on the centre of the bonnet. So what we did, we popped off these feet and we put not just one, which we could have done, but we put one on each leg. So again, we're distributing that weight and that pull, and just making sure that we're being as safe as we possibly can.
And that's one thing that I noticed with this kit, rather than just being a kit of a lot of little pieces, and having separate sections. All of this is more of an ecosystem of products that all work together. So like the feet will work across all the pullers. The tab setup can go across all the different pullers. So it's not like one is specifically designed for one. So you're not buying, a certain tab for that, a certain tab for that. You can use them across and interchange it all between itself. So it's like one great big ecosystem of parts that you can then use to make up the best dent pulling kit, really, that I've seen as far as glue pulling kit goes. And that's the one thing that we wanted to come here today for. So really appreciate that.
No, not a problem at all. It's lovely to have you along, and say if anyone's got any questions or anything we can help, we've got lots of online material as well. Pulterpaint.com is a great source of information. Lots of videos in our online communities. Our 6 C's process is paramount. Follow that, and it's that easy. We haven't got to be. Most people that pick this kit up already know how to move metal. All we're doing is, hey, drop the stud gun, just pick up the glue gun, and let's see if we can.
It's only a slight tweak on the process. So like from what we saw before, it's only a very, very slight tweak on the process that we'd normally do. So that will make a massive difference to the kind of pulling that we can do. And especially like you said with the electric and the hybrid stuff, which is why we're looking towards it. I think I do think after meeting you guys today and seeing the kit, I do think it's going to go very, very, very far.
Oh.
So I appreciate your time.
Thank you very much
for that.
All the best.
Very much for explaining it to the viewers. And what we're going to do shortly is get a little demo so you guys can see just how the kit works and what goes into it.
My heart rages around like an ocean in my head, because there are so many things that I left